We was very good morning, students. We started the new lesson, that is the Mughal emperor. In that we have seen what was from when to when they was ruling here in India, and who was Mughals, and what their father's side, from which dynasty they came, from mother's side from which dynasty they came. That things we discussed. Then the military campaign to capture the other places. How many campaigns they done, what wars they conducted, that we have seen. Then table 1 in page number in 2 pages we can see that table 1 Mughal emperors. In that we can see the Babur, then Humayun, then Akbar, then Jahangir, Shah Jahan and Aurangzeb. So all these kings and their duration and other things we have read already. Then the Mughal tradition of succession, they was not keeping the Indian method of giving the ruling from greater son or elder son. They was giving the land divide and giving to the all the sons. Means if there is 5 sons, they will divide the country or the area to 5 sons, and they will rule. And we know what was the relation with Mughal emperors and other rulers. Those who are ready to accept their authority, they used to give authority, as well as they will receive it, and they will give good power and good position. Example, Rajput and other kings. And some of the kings, those who are not ready to accept their rule, they was ready to fight with them. Then if they are defeating, they won't humiliate them, the opponents. Instead of that, they will enable them, means make them again the in different position to them. They will give different position to them, and that's why they was balancing the rule there in the country. Then next topic what we are going to see, that is the Manasabdar and Jagirdar. Means how we are giving position nowadays. In that way we can see the Mughal kings, they are giving the position to the rulers, those who are. We can see in the second paragraph what it is here. The term Mansdar, it means refers the individual who holds Manas means the position, meaning it is we can say position or rank. The meaning of Mans means position or rank. Then we can see in which system. It was a grading system of the Mughals to fix what all things they are fixing when they are making the Mansdar. They are thinking about the rank, salary and military responsibility. If the one person is becoming the Mansabdar, then he is getting a rank, and he is getting a salary and some of the military responsibility. So let us see what is Mansdar and what they called before in olden days or afterwards. Now what we are calling, let us see. So we are going to see the first paragraph. What is Mansdar or Jagirdar? An empire expand to encompass different regions of Mughal recruited diverse bodies. Means for administrative purpose they are selecting some of the members, and from a small nucleus of Turkish nobles that is known as Turanis, they expanded to include Iranians and Indians, Muslims, Afghans, Rajputs, Marathas. Like that they are starting their rule. Means the Timur family, they are coming from Iraq. One by one area they are making under them. And what they are making the groups. The other means one by one group. Indians, Afghans, Rajput, like that they are making the group. Those who joined in Mughal service, the enroll as the Manasabdar. In that, for example, Rajputs, if they are saying yes to the Mughal king, then they will give one of the Rajput king or the prominent person, he will get the Manasabdar rank. And what the word meaning means the person who is holding the Manasabdar, means the area, and means it meaning is position or rank. And it is a system, grading system. Mansdar is a grading system for what? To give a rank or position or salary and military responsibility. So what rank they are getting, what salary they are getting, let us see. Rank and salary were determined by a numerical value called Sat. What they are calling Sat means the rank and salary determined by a numerical value, means the, if we are saying like that 5,000 or like that or 100, like that value they are giving to the rank and salary. We can see that Sat ranks are here, ranking here it is in the box. We can see that Sat ranking. Nobles with a Sat of 5,000 were ranked higher than those of 1,000, and in means there was a different degrees of ranks. Some people they are getting 500, some people they are getting 1,000, some people they are getting 5,000, like the rankings was there. And those who are getting 5,000, there was the local one, the lower one, then 1,000 little bit upper one, and 5,000 is the directly under the king or empire. And in the time of Akbar there was 29 means area divided into 29 and rank of 5,000 Sat. And then in the time of Aurangzeb it increased to 79, means maybe it is because of the area increase or because they want to show their power in front of the people for that purpose. And we know Aurangzeb was not that much successful like Akbar, so he taken extra person and it may become a burden to the state, means extra expenditure or means unnecessary expenses, like that also we can say. The higher Sat, the more prestigious was the noble's position in court and the larger in his salary, means the person who is getting maximum Sat, the higher Sat, he is getting a prestigious the more prestigious was the noble's position, means he will come, if we are making a pyramid, they will come, those who are getting 5,000 they will come upper side, and 1,000 in the middle side, and 500 in the lower side, and even they are getting salary also very high. We can assess like that. Our IAS officers or IPS officers, like that they was getting the salary and position. And next point, man's military responsibility required him to maintain a specific number of sawar. Sawar means the cavalry, means the with the food they are working and fighting with other people, like that. Means the military or soldiers, according to the position, the man want to control a specified number of sawar or soldiers. Man brought his cavalry men for review, got them registered and their horses branded, and then received the money to pay them as salary. Each and every time man want to bring his cavalry for renewing that one, then registering, then branding their horses. Then if everything is okay, then according to that they will get he will get the money from the higher authority to pay salary to the cavalry or soldiers. Then man receives their salary as revenue. They are getting salary as revenues assigned, called Jagir. The mansdar, how much he is getting the salary, that is known as, that is assigned revenue he is getting, that is known as Jagir, which were somewhat like Iktas. What is Iktas? Last lesson we studied about Iktas, Maktis, and that. And Iktas means they are collecting the revenue directly from the people. But unlike Maktis, most Manasabdar did not actually reside in or administer the Jagir. In the time of Delhi Sultan, Maktis, they want to control, they want to do the administration, and they are getting the salary as Iktas. And here the Manas is not the directly controlling the directly ruling the doing the administer of the Jagir area. Instead of that, he is getting his responsibility, maximum responsibility related to his military. With that, he is getting a rank as well as salary. Not other administrative solve the problems of the people, not like that. He is getting maximum duty related to his army or his soldiers. So the iktas means the salary of the maktis. Maktis means the person who is doing the administration or who done the administration in the time of Delhi Sultanate. They only had right to the revenue of their assignment, which was collected from them by their servants, while the Mansabdar themselves served in some other part of the country. Mansabdar having the permission to collect revenue because he is serving the country, so he can collect some amount revenue from the people to ask his salary. And here we can see the picture of the Mansabdar on the march with his savars. Means for a review purpose he is going, and he is standing front, means in the middle, and other people, some people they are going front and others are coming back, and they are marching in front of the authority to show renew or to registering as well as branding of their horses. We can see that one. And we can the last paragraph. In Akbar's reign, this Jagir was carefully assessed so that their revenue were roughly equal to the salary of the Mansabdar. Means what they are getting, the Jagir, what they are getting, the military person, the head of the military, what they are getting, that is equal to the Mansabdar. Mansabdar is the directly he is controlling the doing the administration, and Jagirs, they are not doing the administration in that area. Instead of that, they are taking care of cavalry maximum. And Mansabdar, that is more or less equal to Jagir, and Mansabdar's salary more or less it is equal. By Aurangzeb's reign, it was no longer in the case, and the actual revenue collected was often less than the granted sum. How much the people they was collecting, that was different, and how much they are submitting to the king, that was very less. There was a huge increase in the number of Mansabdar. Already we have seen that he increased to 79 instead of 29. And that's why what is happening, these and other factors created a shortage in the number of Jagirs. And because there was many Mansabdar or Jagirs, and the number increased to 79, that they started their job in early age, and others, those who can or those who are trained, they was in waiting list. As a result, many Jagirdars tried to extract as much as revenue as possible while they had a Jagir, because once they got the Jagir post or the Mansabdar post, then when they are retiring, before that they want to collect maximum revenue, so they started to collect what is really given permission given by the king, not according to that, more than that or double than that they used to collect from the people. Aurangzeb was unable to control. In the time of Akbar, it was everything was they was assessing everything carefully, and there was punishment and other things. And the time of Aurangzeb, what happened, he was unable to control this development. Which development? Collecting extra money or maximum revenue from the people, that he was unable to control. And development of in the last year of his reign, and the peasantry therefore suffered tremendously. The ordinary people or the farmers, they suffered much, means a very very difficult situation, because if they are getting 100 rupees in a year, the Jagir or Mansabdar started to collect, that is 75 rupees from them, only 25 rupees for them. That was the condition, so they were suffered a lot. But in the time of Akbar, the peasantry was very happy, and he was able king, as well as he was controlling everything. Even the price of the things also was under the control of king in the time of Akbar. That we already we have seen that one in the table 1. Okay, we'll continue in next video.